Okay guys, we're doing our second podcast. WTF, where's the fish? And we've got someone here who might be able to tell us.
It's Whiskey Tango Foxtrot.
Okay. So anyhow, Lily is a marine scientist. We're going to get into some of that. But we have been talking about what's been going on the beach, and maybe you can help with this. I'm thinking we've got a temperature drop and the bait that's running the surf has moved out. Normally this time of year, first, second gut, you can always pick up mullet. They're really sparse. They switch on now and again, but it's like they're moving out. We've got dirty water south of the high banks, which is 30 miles down. They said that goes all the way to the 50, and it's really cold. You can clearly see the colour change. I always think it's water coming out of the island. And I know they say people call it an upwelling. I don't necessarily buy into that, and I've been in arguments with who was our good scientist in Port A who passed. Dear old, did beach reports every day. He'd go to the beach every day for years.
Dr. Tunnel?
Tony Amos.
Tony Amos, yes.
Yeah. Dear old Tony, he had me go down and do water sampling one day, and I was driving the beach, and there was this dirty puddle, and I looked at it and I thought that looks just like it's in the surf, and it was the fresh water. And so I did the sampling around the 20 and took it back, and he said a lot of it was tannin and full of like vegetation, which could have been from the beach because we'd had a sargasso event.
That would indicate though if it was full of tannins, that color of freshwater confluence.
Right, and that's what I think's happening. I think the water gets behind the dune. I noticed they're dredging or they're doing something in the ditches leading to the park. And as I was driving off, you could see where the truck had been driving, the tyre marks were full of water, and that has to be fresh water.
Too much rain, huh?
So you're saying that the water is sitting behind the dunes, and then it goes.
There's always a water level behind the dunes. It's like people in the old days used to say you dig 6 foot.
Correct.
That's what you wash the kids in, right? Because it was brackish water and it always lays there. But when we had some pretty severe rain events that filled the area up, you saw it.
Yep.
A lot of it has evaporated now. You can't visually see it, but you haven't got to go far down.
That's recirculated groundwater.
Yes.
At that point. And it's
Explain that.
Recirculated groundwater. I mean, it's
not rain.
No, so it's not rain, but it's water that sits beneath a very porous
layer.
Porous layer, yes.
Gotcha.
So your soil type is very porous, and all of that water is kind of mixing between things on this relatively flat surface.
Right.
So,
see, my thing is that when the Gulf gets to a certain, the water inside the island is way cooler than the water in the Gulf.
yes.
And I believe that when the water in the Gulf, especially at high tide, when it's high up the beach,
That's because of that circulation.
it would suck it out.
Pushing that hot water here at these points that are the nexus of the phenomenon you're seeing.
So do you think it's coming in or going out?
It goes in and goes out. That's why it's recirculated groundwater.
Okay. So that what they're calling cold water upwelling is actually water from the island mixing with the water from the Gulf.
Yep, it's a phenomenon. You were right the whole time.
I was right. Thank you. That's it, Lily. Thank you.
Recirculating.
Is that basically? Do you remember you were going to let me have a saline kit to go and do the reports for you?
Yes.
You mentioned it on the radio casually,
Yes,
but I never forget. So, being a marine scientist, how do you get into that game? What actually made you become a marine scientist?
Man, it's actually kind of funny. I grew up in South Dakota.
Okay.
Did you know that?
No.
Okay. So I grew up in South Dakota, and it's not only South Dakota. I grew up in Belle Fourche, South Dakota, which is the geographic center of the nation. So the farthest distance from any ocean.
Oh.
that exists in North America.
Is there a piece of concrete with a plaque on it that says that?
There is absolutely a piece.
Nice.
No, actually, it's even better than that. There's a pile of rocks in a field.
You're in the middle of
That's-
nowhere.
I'm in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. But when I was, I don't know, maybe 12, I was finally afforded the opportunity to get a saltwater aquarium. And I got, a little reef tank set up. My parents helped me with. And, oh man, I loved that thing so much. I had like this pair of clownfish and other corals and whatever. And we had this 5-day blizzard go through. And so I had this like 12-volt car battery set up, like trying to keep them warm. And they all died, and I was like, you know what, screw this, I'm moving. And then I found this school, Texas A&M Corpus Christi, on an island, and I was like, I'm going. Peace. And I've been a marine scientist ever since.
Okay,
Oh,
now that's a great story. Now tell me this, what does a marine scientist do day to day?
Well, so when I moved here, I started on the research end side of things.
Mhm.
So my background is more marine biogeochemistry.
Which means what? You take salt water and say study it?
Yeah, so I mean,
Looking
so, okay.
for what?
Actually,
Mercury and stuff?
I'll backtrack a little bit.
Yeah.
When I first moved here, I fell into the Center for Sportfish Science and Conservation, and I was like, I love this. But something about me is a little more nerdy, and I want to know how to protect fish. And so I went from there to a biochemistry lab where I could be like, this is the water that we need to protect fish, or how to define what those standards or metrics would be. And
Interesting.
got my bachelor's and master's in, my master's was in marine biology, but my master's was in coastal and marine system science. So system science, I look at everything kind of as a system. I mean,
Right.
that sounded silly, but so I look at everything as, in conjunction with one another. But because I have a goal of maintaining fisheries,
So
because it's
maintaining the quality of the water is your main objective.
maintaining the quality of the water was a whole that I saw as something that was very paramount to maintain fisheries.
Okay, have you been involved in this brining studies?
I have been quite involved in some desalination stuff, if that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I don't like the term brine when it's illegitimately used, I guess.
She just told me.
Yeah.
What?
No, I did not.
Brine?
No,
Yeah, I've
no,
never heard
no,
that term.
The
So-
only
so-
time we do that is like when we smoke a fish or
Yeah,
something.
or you brining, maybe.
Brine's the runoff.
I don't know what
That's what
exact, like desalination, I'm assuming
Yeah.
you're going
Yeah.
that
Yes.
I'm not sure which exact desalination plant you're vetting towards, but like brine literally means above the
Salinity.
natural salinity that would be
Okay,
Seawater.
but when they describe the outflow from these desalination plants, they obviously call it brine because its salinity is way higher than you normally find in the bay naturally. Is that correct?
yes. No,
Yeah.
next.
Oh.
Brine I would consider
Mhm.
to be something that is above average sea level PSC.
Okay. So,
How bad would it be?
So if you're below 35, I mean that's average PBT, right? That's not considered brine.
okay. I
Brine-
see. So you only consider it once the salt level goes above what is naturally here. So that terminology,
Naturally here is relative because yes,
what's in the
Gulf
bay
of-
is different from what's
Gulf
in
of
the
Mexico. Yes.
Yeah.
This is a very unique ecosystem. So when I need to know exactly which desalination operation.
I was
you're
just talking about it in general, because if you go online and you put desalination brine, which I shouldn't use, I won't use that again. Okay, how's it affect a fishery? Everything I've read is negative. I mean, I'm just saying, if you put it in as a gradual question. Now, here's the problem, right? I honestly believe that we're in a situation where we've got to have desalination.
We need water.
Yeah, because we're going to run out.
Water. Yeah.
Yeah, and I cannot believe that the city continues building houses, tons of houses, when I know already you can't wash your truck. If you go, do you know what I mean?
I can't even water my plants.
No, I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So it's like the infrastructure is being way left behind the actual development and growth that's taking place that we're witnessing. I read a thing the other day. These mining centers, they're called, what's that currency that everyone's going nuts over?
Crypto?
Crypto mining.
I just sold my Bitcoin.
No, listen to this, right? Do you realize there's 5 crypto mining computer bases here near Corpus Christi?
Well,
5.
That's like...
No, each one of them, if it's water cooled, if they're using water cooled, which is basic, right, goes through 1.5 million gallons a day.
Oh, I don't think they're doing that.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, they are.
The
Oh my
water
god.
using
Oh my
So
goodness.
thank you.
water-cooled servers?
Yes.
Oh my god.
I'm not even
Mega
kidding.
server.
Yeah, and there's 5 of them, and no one's talking about how it's going to affect us. They're pulling that water. They're not only doing that, the amount of electricity they use is phenomenal.
Or
So
just
I need
people
the
can go solar. No.
Well, in the
I
amount
know
of
electricity.
no, this is
was-
the amount of
ginormous.
the just water the power plants are using
Right.
is also not talked about.
Right.
Like, go down and look at
And do you know why they're coming here? Because we've got the least restrictions on that sort of thing.
and that's what I'm
As a
dedicating
state.
myself to.
I love that. And
so-
you're the best.
So,
Kick their ass.
in light of what we were talking about, which was my trajectory for my career, I did the whole, wanting to be a marine scientist thing, and then while I was circling around to talking about system science, I identified the way that I could actually make a difference, and that's to understand the facets that are a little too boring for the common folk, and actually try to
Good.
make a difference.
Well,
So-
that's what we.
That's where I landed.
Thank you, Lily. You're protecting us. And our
Trying to.
our fishery is vital to this area. That bay fishery is what a high percentage of the people actually move to the island for and came here.
Mm-hmm.
And visit.
Yeah,
That's
and
why I
visit.
came. I totally
And-
For the bay.
I fell
for
in
both
yeah.
ocean and the bay, but like,
So that being what your job is, how involved do you get involved, right, with the city council, where you can air your opinions, or don't they want to listen?
I mean, I was just listening to city council today. I'm highly involved. Where my voice wants to stand is still reserved. I'm fairly new to the private sector where it comes into
Dollars.
Hmm?
Into the money. I mean, at the end of the day.
I'm not about money, but
No,
yeah.
you're not, but they are.
I'm still learning my role, but I'm learning rapidly, and I do feel I can have a voice.
Right. Well, do you? I mean, I'm of the feeling that the desalination is something that's got to happen,
We need water.
because otherwise we're going to run out. People don't realise that means not having showers, putting in plastic bags, this sort of thing.
No.
I'm telling you,
No, it's actually true.
that's
I
exactly.
feel you, man, but this is still Texas. Like, I mean,
Right, great,
I
the
know.
big deal.
We gotta have some. I mean,
No,
like, if
get
it's
your
not
back-
a city thing, let's get the state involved. But we do need water. I mean, I agree.
No, what are you going to do if you run out? You're
We need
already on
water.
stage 3.
We need water, and we're like, one thing that's frustrating for me is there's been desalination. It's been happening. And now suddenly it's blown up as this thing that's like this evil, we're taking fisheries away from everyone type thing, but we're not actually looking at like what has been done, what is actually going on, and how to maybe streamline it to be betterly, I guess, accepted by the general populace. But it's happening. It already is,
So it's there.
and that has nothing to do with me. So
No. Oh, no. But it's good that you're there monitoring it for us.
yes, and
Okay.
I can give my general inputs on like how things might be impacted ecologically, environmentally. Now, heck, this time like economically at this point, but it's not a new thing, and I don't know why it like suddenly popped on everyone's radar, other than maybe being in stage
Well, I think-
stage whatever water
Yeah,
restrictions
with
we're in.
stage 3 or something. And,
Yeah.
And so, yes, that's what's brought it to everyone's attention. When people are running around giving people $500 fines because they water the plant pots.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? That's what's bringing it to the attention.
That's what I'm feeling, and it's confusing, and they're I don't know.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do we know where the desalination outflows are going to be yet? Have they decided?
One you do.
Depends on which one you're talking about. Some of them are going into like very sensitive ecosystems, which have been of the most like focal highlight lately, such as the one down south. You know what I'm talking about?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
They're talking about one.
Others are pumped off.
It's going from a creek, isn't it, or something, down like
San Fernando.
San Fernando, and so they're purifying the water, which is putting in fresh. They're saying they're taking salt water, making it fresh, and then they're going to pump it into the bay, which could have another effect.
Okay, that's
Because
what I
that's
was
a
wondering.
high salinity area.
Does it have to go in the bay, or can it go back to the ocean?
They
Okay,
should go
okay.
out there.
So pumping it offshore is its own infrastructure nightmare as hell. I'm not gutting it, so I'm neither here nor there. I'm impartial here. That particular one, the groundwater to speak of, while it's not fresh water, it has a salinity of like, I think it's 7 or 8. Whereas you're entering a hypersaline system, which hypersaline means
17 times higher. Is that correct, Matthew?
it's just higher than 35, which is
Okay.
ocean seawater. I have sampled that bay. It's kind of turbulent with its salinity levels. I've sampled that bay for the last 10 years, and I've seen salinities up into the 90s.
Okay.
The
But again-
the groundwater, though,
Right.
that will be pumped back into the San
Lower, isn't it?
San Fernando Creek is 8.
Right. Now, so the difference was 8, and what was the highest?
90.
I've seen 90.
Okay.
I mean, I've seen 90 in like the Upper Laguna Salada, but in San Fernando, I mean, you're talking 60s.
So that
It's
that
insane.
area, like south of Baffin and Baffin area, is some of the most highly saline area anywhere, and yet they get the biggest trout. It's the weirdest thing, isn't it?
No, that's
so
why.
like
That's
the land
why.
cut.
Yeah. And that,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I think it's so important to actually figure this out. And so I want like a stepwise process to actually monitor what happens when you release a little bit,
right.
you know?
Yes.
Because I could see it being either really good if you spark like a nursery habitat for bait fish and stuff. but I could also see it like derailing endemic populations of things like drum that have, I don't know, figured out how to live in that hypersaline condition. Because when I say endemic species, Baffin Bay in the Upper Laguna Madre is one of the only 7 hypersaline estuaries in the world. So it is fragile, and I don't not recognize that.
Hypersaline is kind of like saying extra salty.
Yeah.
Extra salty.
She's up to 9%. She said.
Yeah, that's like you most of the time.
That's me. Salty.
I'm salty as heck. Yeah. So no, I don't. I do not understand the fragility of that and how special it is. I mean, I spent 8 years working in Baffin, and then 2 years working on the monitoring and management team for Parks and Wildlife, and then now I'm doing what I'm doing, and
there's more limestone down there. Maybe that has something to do with it.
It's more like salt water coming in from
It's
the
a
bay.
salty conundrum.
No, but then you've got evaporation, which is going to up the salinity.
there's
It doesn't
zero.
get as much water flow as
Right.
There is basically zero freshwater inflow.
Yeah.
There is basically zero advection coming from
Yeah.
the Gulf of Mexico
Mhm.
because of that barrier island. So you've got basically, and I hate to say it, a cesspool, and so that's why it's sensitive to things like sewer outfalls, and that's partially why it's sensitive to nutrient runoffs that can lead to things like brown tide, because it's literally just a mud puddle sitting there. But for whatever reason, it's become one of the most productive bays that we've seen.
It's the weirdest thing, isn't it? The biggest trout.
It really is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the biggest drought is because it's just so remote, it's untouched to get to grow.
No,
It's
there's
not
guys
untouched.
out the
It's
Yang
not
Yang.
untouched.
I will tell you, it's not untouched anymore. It is a highly productive system, and it's confusing.
Well, there you go.
What's the brown tide? Is it like red tide?
Brown tide is Ariambra lagunensis. Sorry, that's too random, but
Duh.
Yeah.
Of
how
course.
did you not know
You
that?
knew that.
No, it's a very
Come
small.
on, man.
It's
Is this
a very,
somebody's name?
Brown tide.
It's a very small phytoplankton, and I guess a simple way to put it is when it blooms, it looks brown, like the water looks actually brown.
What's the effect of it? A kill?
So, one, the brownness shades out light for things like seagrass and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And seagrass, they're photosynthesizers, right? So they release oxygen. So fish have something to breathe, but they die off when they're shaded.
Oh.
And
I see.
well, yeah, and then another thing that happens is like they run out of nutrients or whatever, they die, fall to the bottom, and bacterial processes. I'm sounding way too nerdy, but
No, it's
basically it's just like an oxygen depletion
Do you
cycle.
know, I've noticed that down at Yarborough Pass. Like maybe 15 years ago, I'd go there and there'd be grass everywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you'd wade out through the grass. Now it's mud. Mud, mud, mud. You know, the whole thing. all
Down at
there.
Yarborough?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Something's dying.
Yeah, all the grasses are gone. Very interesting. Years ago, they were going to have an area here to our left of the causeway where they were going to block it off.
A lot of that is turbidity problems.
Yeah.
Ah, your favorite word.
What was that?
Turbidity problems.
Oh, there you go. I love it.
No, it's light penetration, and they need that light. They need sunlight to
Right. Do their thing.
Yeah.
Do their thing, yeah.
That's a
Well,
very-
let's go on a
very-
subject
Turbidity.
dear to my heart. Red tide. That is
Oh.
the most drastic thing I've ever seen.
Brown
Always
tide's cousin.
always
Yeah, I know.
underreported. You never see the CCA get involved in it because it's in the Gulf.
Mhm.
They'll report on it in the bays. I counted the fish on that beach that has been killed over a 7-mile area. The species, the amount, and everything. Me and a ranger. And it's just apocalyptic what that can do. And that mainly come out of Mississippi. All you look at the map of America, and all these rivers that run into the Mississippi, all the fertilizers, the pig shit, everything comes right down there. And they remove, the Mississippi apparently used to snake like that, right? They straightened it out.
So it just comes directly out?
So it comes directly out. And what I'm going to ask a question of Lily.
Have you seen it, Lily?
Are you ready?
Lily,
Are you ready?
Have you seen red tide in your
I
lifetime or no?
have definitely seen red tide.
Oh, you have?
Oh,
Yeah.
it's
I
not so
swim in
well.
it, Sammy.
Yeah, we'll get to that story.
So anyhow, I've noticed over the last 3 years that what we would expect to arrive here is ending up in Florida. Sargasso of the heavy level, what we used to get it in the past, where it was 6 foot deep on the beach. The red tide event that normally follows, all has gone to Florida.
Yes.
The hurricanes are moving to Florida.
The Nick
But we're
Wave.
getting red tide?
Yeah, this is the Nick Wave Florida theory. If he's
Well,
right
the
here,
current,
I might.
right?
I-
It's the
pass
current.
it. I'm gonna pass
The
it on.
current theory. You think the current has changed?
I think the current has changed.
No, absolutely, 100%. No, it is absolutely current driven, but it's physics driven because temperature changes and all the things that people don't want to talk about.
Like global warming?
I mean, I didn't say
Say
anything.
it. Say it.
No, you said temperature changing.
Right.
It's
No,
not
temperature
an
changing.
insult.
So red tide is so reliant on a very, very fine temperature threshold and a very fine salinity threshold. What drives that? Currents.
Oh,
Well, yeah.
The current, Sammy.
yeah.
But yes.
I was
So
gonna say God.
That's a good answer too.
you're gonna say
I'm sure somebody will say that.
our Lord
God
Savior.
did this to us.
No, so all of those little shifts have created this like weird nexus right here in our backyard that has created a petri dish, so to speak, for red tide.
See, I've noticed a change in species that we catch. You know what I mean? That's weird to me. Like this smooth stem puffer that turned up 3 years ago. Never did we ever see in the period I've fished 30 years this beach. I hadn't seen smooth skinned puffer out of the blue. There they were, right? And just the way the mullet aren't running like they normally do, and stuff like that. Just weird stuff. It's been real difficult. It's slow. The trout fishery. I used to be able to go down there any night of the week and grab 3 or 4 trout. Now you're lucky if you can drive 61 miles and pick up 1 or 2.
How much do you think that stems from sheer increase in pressure on the fisheries?
I think the trout fishery was killed off. We had, so you've got trout that come out of the bay, both sides, Mansfield and up here, right? We had a resident fishery of trout, we believed, south of the 28 to the 40. You could go there was always good trout. We had 2 red tides, one after the other. Absolutely wiped the trout out.
What year is this one? That was the 15 one?
Yes, and there was one the year before.
That was bad.
Yeah.
2015.
Right, so that wiped out our resident trout fishery. I don't believe it's ever recovered.
I don't either, and that's why some reactive management was, I think, tried to be taken by Parks and Wildlife to get those populations back.
Yeah, slow down on the limits and
Yeah.
the size.
Yeah,
Yeah.
5 to 3, and then
Yeah.
We had the freeze too. Also. I don't know
Well,
about
that's
that
where
one.
it's like
But we didn't see it.
the like I hate using the word climate change because everyone thinks I'm like like
Looney. I'll join
You're a
you.
loony. Yeah, whatever. But like all of those compounding, or I should say, like synergistic effects, yes, that's going to impact a sensitive species. So that's what I like to say.
Sure. I mean, it's been happening all along, right? We have 1% of the species left in the world or whatever that used to walk the earth.
Oh, yeah, well, I did see a thing about insects.
Did you eat
which
them
has
all?
got nothing to do with this, but they did a study in the Amazon where they put down a plate with like honey on it, and they leave it overnight, and then they count the insects on the plate, right? 70% died. 70%. I drove from Florida. The only place I got bugs on my windscreen was Louisiana. So that's weird, isn't it?
Yes, that is weird. So the lack of biodiversity, which is what you're talking about, is concerning.
Yeah, it concerns me.
Yeah, and so it begs the question, which I cannot answer, is what do we as a society or whatever do about it?
I was sitting there.
Because it actually has real ramifications for the longevity of
Do
life.
you think, I mean this is a weird question, do you think AI will replace you?
Wait, what?
AI. Your
Oh.
job. Because it's scientific, you could put sensors. Do you know what I mean? Do you think...
Well, they're still gonna have to use the.
No, well, I'm telling you, they're saying if you want to survive AI, you need to be a plumber, electrician, or working on the roads, right? If you're anything to do with computers, you're out of it.
Sure.
So I'm saying monitoring water could be taken on. Do you see what I mean?
I see what you mean.
But then they're going to need you,
To control
Lily,
this.
to read the results.
Okay, I was just gonna say, I was like, AI could probably take over some aspects of what I do, like, I don't know, from the way that I
Wash
talk.
it out.
From the way that I talk to the way that I write. But AI needs to be trained. That's the crux of AI.
Correct.
Yep.
Does it scare you in any way?
Not for me and my profession.
No. You see, I am worried about it to the point
Her
where.
position?
Huh?
You worried about her position?
I'm not worried about Lily's position
I'm
because
fired.
if she gets fired, we're going to take her on a break while making singers.
Check that salinity level. Speaking
All
of,
right, forget that.
yeah.
All right, we'll
So
forget that.
we want to go back to the question that you had all along about the mullet. Where does the mullet
No, this I do not understand.
go? All right.
It's one of
Lily?
the main food sources for, I mean, definitely the bay system, whatever,
Yep.
right? Yet no one, I wrote an article about it and I was questioning people in the sciences and also fishing.
Yep.
No one has actually studied it. No one has put a marker on their mullet and say when they're going down that beach, there's one train of thought where they think they're going to the bays in Mexico. And the other train of thought is they go offshore. And when I was doing that article, it got very heated between the two parties. But I don't understand why some kid in the college doesn't come up with an idea that this is what I want to do. Learn where the mullet go, why they do it. I did figure out, in my mind, Lily, why mullet jump.
Oh, that was in your mind? I thought it was scientific.
No, I wrote it.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
I'm telling
well,
everybody
why do you
about
jump?
why they're jumping.
Right. No, I figured this out.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
There's two different jumps, right?
There's the.
There's
and
there's
then
this
the-
one, right? But if
Well,
you
they have
watch,
an air bladder.
but
That's
you,
why they
yeah,
do
but you, that's what they say. But you watch the adults, right? An adult male, he will jump, go on his side and slap as he lands, right? And if you watch their door as they mature, these fins here come higher, and that's so they control when they're in the air.
Okay.
Right? And what he's doing, it's like a blackbird singing, I exist.
They co-breeded with a flying fish.
Oh my gosh.
What would you call it? A flummet.
Timothy.
I'm sorry, I had to.
All right, so this is I exist,
Yes.
and then
This is I'm in the shit.
some-
Two total different things.
I'm about not to exist.
Two different flight paths.
Yeah.
One I exist, one I'm escaping.
When you see a lone mullet just go plop, 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 you'll see it sometimes on the boat,
Yeah.
right? He's saying, I exist.
Yes.
I'm a blackbird, I'm singing. He's letting the world know.
But it's a
I'm there.
fish.
He's after, you know what he's after. Go on.
No.
I honestly think that's what's happening.
So where does the why?
Okay, but where do they go?
So mullet go, they spawn offshore.
Uh-huh.
Right, so she's got the
Like
opportunity.
fall and winter.
Mhm.
And if salinities and temperatures aren't right, the juveniles did not go back to the estuary.
Oh, they just bounce.
Where is the estuary?
There's the answer. Lily had it all along.
All right.
No, the estuary is like the confluence from freshwater to salt in that I don't know,
Channel.
perfect salinity level that they want to grow up in. And if that's not met, they're going to stay offshore.
See, if you so
Makes
that,
sense.
yeah, where the old theory that everyone was spouting
So
was they would go down into Mexico and go into the bays. But there was an old fisherman, right? He said no, they go offshore. He insisted, and he was a charter captain. So I wrote about him as well. But he was not only that, he was like a doctor of something. I don't know. Anyhow, so there was the
So weird.
argument.
It happens a lot though. There's like in the surf on any given day there'll be hundreds of mullet at your feet. You can see them in the waves breaking. You're like, okay, the fishing's going to be great. There's bait everywhere. Then you're there for a couple days, and then you go out Friday, and it's a ghost town, and there's just nothing. And you're like, oh my gosh, I got to go back to the bait shop and get mullet. I can't even get one in the cast net. There was 100 here for 4 days straight.
I wish people would do more like kind of Lagrangian style studies or something with them, because they are like filter feeders, you know? Like they're not something you're targeting with.
I've got a gizzard.
So they're there if they're there, they're not if they're not. It's like kind of like the dusky anchovies or something, you know?
Right.
That,
Yeah.
that you rave about. I watch you. But I lost my train of thought there. But
They just
they're following the water quality that they need physiologically. So
Does depth matter to them? I mean, like, why do they come up to the surf and hang out and then just bounce? Like, is there feeding up there?
All the
maybe?
bait does that, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
there's
I think there's a reason for that.
If-
If you get clear water, right,
Yeah.
by coming in shallow is less vulnerable to attack from below. Do you know what I mean?
there's that strategy, and there's also more productivity. And when I say that, I mean organic matter, nutrients,
Gotcha.
phytoplankton, all the things that would
They
feed
like
a person.
grass.
Yeah,
like a
there's-
cow.
Yeah, yeah. There's
good.
all the more like nutrients, I guess, so to say, that would contribute to their.
Let me see if I've got
Longevity.
another question for you, Lily. Do you think they should make marijuana illegal?
Is that my question?
Yeah, the fish was asking the other day.
Sarcasm's enough, okay? Just spoke enough of it.
Gotcha. All right.
Speaking
What about the?
My eyes are red enough from red.
I'm getting reports, or you can go online and see that the Gulf is currently 10 degrees warmer than normal.
Oh man.
And the ocean's warm, they're literally changing colour from green to a blue due to the die-off of phytoplankton.
Yeah.
Okay, now that is real serious shit.
Do you understand what the change of color means?
No.
Only that the phytoplankton are being killed off, and that's making the change of colour. That's as far as I know.
No, we don't.
No.
Okay. Okay. So a change from green to blue would mean I'm going to say some nerdy terms, but I'll define them. So a green water body, I would consider eutrophic. That means it has high nutrients, high organic matter, which is in marine systems.
Good.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
So, so a eutrophic system it's green because it has high nutrients, high organic matter, which is in this case a form of phytoplankton. That can cause so many problems down the line, which some we touched on earlier. So like the problem with like eutrophication is it can stimulate harmful algal blooms. It can stimulate low dissolved oxygen, particularly on the bottom waters. Once those things, so you've got a phytoplankton boom, right? All that stuff dies. You guys settle down. What eats that on the bottom? Bacteria. Bacteria breathe what? Oxygen. Then you've got a massive fish kill because there's no dissolved oxygen in the water column.
And we get a dead zone come out of the Mississippi every year and come down this
And that
way.
is exactly what the dead zone does.
Okay.
So that's a very uneloquent way to describe that. But blue water, inversely, it stimulates different types of growth of phytoplankton species. It typically means it's better flushed, there's more current, there's more stuff going on. It's like on a weed line you see wahoo, as opposed to like inshore you see, little whatever. It's just
things.
It's completely different things, exactly. But the blue water I would consider oligotrophic, which would, to me, and this is an absolutely uneducated guess, would mean that like very nutrient poor. So oligotrophic water is coming up and it's cold and it's not feeding any of the.
So you've got the blue, which will starve them to death, and the green, which is going to red tide them.
Yes. And
have you ever seen how quick red tide kills stuff?
Yes.
It's almost instant.
Yes.
I could not believe it. We were fishing at Cedar Bayou one day, and my mate had a bucket of bait, and these fish started popping up dead, and then all of a sudden all these fish were dead.
Yeah.
It's that quick.
So it's hard because like the green's bad, the blue's bad. A marriage of the two is a very, very fine.
Okay, but what we're talking about as well is the 10% increase in temperature in the Gulf.
Oh yes.
Now that could hurricanes, this other effect you're talking about.
Well, it's really hard. I mean, like think about the flounder.
What's that word you've been using? Global warming.
Herbicity.
No, it's really hard. I recently, it was like a year ago, but wrote a paper for Texas Saltwater Fishing Magazine, and it was about the tropicalization of the Laguna Madre, and because what I was seeing in all of my samples was increases in things like tarpon, permit, bonefish, and a decrease in things like flounder. Mm-hmm. And flounder rely on those cold temperatures. Obviously, the tropical species I just listed don't. Okay. So they're moving in, and it's such a
It's a balance, isn't it? It's like walking a tightrope.
It's like walking a tightrope, and it's hard for me as someone who's like very, very, very vested in management and, well, honestly, just caring about this stuff. To like, where do you put your efforts? Because
how do you stimulate change? That's the key. When you're talking, 90% of it is dollar based.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And there you are, a little marine scientist working at the university.
Yeah,
they couldn't give a coot.
Yeah. Well,
because they don't give a shit about what lives in that bay because it doesn't affect them. They're living in a house somewhere in Houston or something.
That's why shifted gears, I guess, in what I do.
I thought you were going to say shit.
That's why I shit. You must remove that.
No chance.
No, that's why I shifted gears, because No, it's how do you focus your energy
Right.
from a
You need the
management
people
standpoint.
behind you.
Yeah, you need the people behind you, but you also need the environment behind you. And so, like, if literally we don't have the climate to support things like southern flounder anymore, I mean, you see their population trends. I'm sure you've seen that.
Yeah, we can catch
If
I thought I said
well,
that
you
fish.
can't catch them. You can't catch them. No, but like, if that's not a sustainable fishery anymore, then like let's open it up to like maybe make it more permissible for permit and bonefish to be here.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's one of those like,
So these changes.
because I can't change the climate.
No.
I can change the regulations. Well, I can't at all. But like,
No, but you can help.
You're studying what can.
yeah. Thank you.
Can you tell me this one? Right, here's a good one. And Marcus is on this. Okay, this is up his alley. I saw a report, this fault line off Corpus Christi is slipping.
Oh no.
And if it goes, we could have a tsunami of 300 foot. That could be AI bullshit, but I thought I'd ask a question.
Was it YouTube?
No, I actually went on AI. They're talking about this fault line that's not that far off. And it's some plate that's rubbing up against another. Am I correct? Are you laughing at me?
I'm laughing because it was such a. I was like, what?
No.
There is an old fault line.
I know, I've been fishing it.
It's not active,
No, we
and
were-
I really don't know
That
that.
depends
much
on
about
who you
it.
talk to, because I'm
Did
like,
you
wow,
see it was
fish on that
active?
ball line.
Did you see it was active? Have you read anywhere that?
It's a Hazel secret. I can't even tell you guys.
Yeah, that means he hasn't got a frigging clue.
That means you haven't caught anything.
Cameras are off. Tell us.
All right.
Oh, one last question, real quick.
Well, we got lots of more
The tar.
questions.
No,
Go
last
ahead.
question. The tar.
Oh, you were going to tell
Oh,
us
the
about
tar.
the tar.
Yeah. Tell us. Is it a secret?
Who's doing it? Aliens, ExxonMobil.
Okay.
Earth?
Did they build the pyramids?
I've got. Let me tell you my side of that.
Okay, you tell me that.
Many
Oh, Lord, he's
right
gonna be right.
for years, right?
This is gonna go
Fishing the
bad for us.
beaches. When that happened, people would say there was a rig that blew on the Mexican-Texas border, and it was something to do with the Texas governor. They never shut it off.
I remember that rig, the Nicolay.
And they said every year they do the same thing. What I find interesting, looking back in my diary, is that tar event happens in June,
Yeah.
which is weird.
Okay.
So
What is
the
it?
natural event then, if it's every time in June.
Yeah, that's a twist to what we talked
Well, I
about.
don't know what it is. I mean,
That is a twist.
Is there a timeline
All right.
associated with this leakage?
There kind of is. I attribute it mainly. What?
Not you.
All right.
Captain Wright over here.
Wait to hear. I'm not cutting this one out.
You heard me and Jay say this to our face will turn blue.
Okay.
Upwelling.
that's the word.
The loop current naturally at this time of year, well, June, I should say, will carry natural oil seeps up and onto our beaches. It's
Right.
very much made happen to greater extents following a very south or southeast wind event given our geomorphology. And
Wait. What is that? I didn't pay attention to biology. What is that word? Say it again.
Geomorphology?
so
Or like the structure of the coastline. Yeah, the currents coming in on the coast and depending on what you
So
I'm a A&M Corpus, baby! Class of 2000.
geography.
In what subject?
Geography.
Sports medicine.
And then morphology, just how it's shaped with in terms of physics that carry that loop current.
Now,
And then with the wind direction.
So hurricanes could do it. But mainly
I
in
was told
summertime,
years
though.
ago that water coming in off Florida, right,
Mhm.
would then come along the coast, and it would take 2.5 years for it to go round and back out. Is that right?
Oh, Lord.
Oh goodness gracious. Well,
All right, let's talk about marijuana.
That's part of a different current system, I think.
Because that's the one that affects
the loop
us.
Current, yeah, the loop current stays.
It's hauling butt. Yeah, it's moving.
This all needs to be cut.
No, if you
because
look
now
at
it's
the
getting-
loop current, it sort of tends to be more offshore a bit, doesn't it?
Yes. Yes, but that's why it picks up those
Keep
deep
that
water.
being.
That's why it picks up those deep water oils.
Okay, that makes sense.
So it's a natural, it's
not
a natural event. So we agree now, it's a natural event. It's not your mayor's.
Oh,
break
no.
That blows up every June.
Okay,
For the past 20 years.
I think.
Our mayor's
The
stuck.
mayor.
Yeah.
No wonder the gas price.
The
goes
loop current is picking it up from that oil rig.
every June.
Every June.
That's it.
That's
You know,
So
my
you're.
theory
alright.
was they.
We'll go with your theory.
This is when they
It's a natural
every June
It's
they,
upwelling
event.
events.
They-
Yeah.
Upwelling.
they disconnect.
It's like
all the
uptighting,
pipes.
Nick.
hang on, let me have
I
a
really
look.
thought they made them clean all the pipes in June. Like,
Oh my gosh, Marcus.
They only like pipes in
Yeah.
July. Okay, this can't be unrecorded.
Pipe cleaning.
I'm done.
Sammy will make it right. Don't worry.
No, this is natural. Just like the tar, this interview is going to be a natural
Yeah.
release.
Good God.
Okay,
Playing pipe.
I really did learn a lot and enjoy it.
Can you want
You
the
were
coordinates?
awesome.
You want the coordinates to the fault line?
No, this was awesome because.
No, honestly, people don't know this shit.
No.
We all
That's
sit and
so
guess.
smart.
I get all my information from being on the beach and looking at it. And I've got no idea, literally, I'm totally uneducated. I never went to school. So it's wonderful to sit near a person who is smart.
I honestly am so honored to be here because I'm like, I don't know, I've been a nerd my whole life and like, I don't have the best way of just like telling people what I know
Mhm.
or how to share it. And this is really
Oh,
That's
it's
fun
wonderful.
platform.
No,
So
right.
thank you.
You need to come more on this then.
I
We
would
just
love
started
to.
it.
Yeah.
Love
And then we
to.
can kind
I
of
love it.
brainstorm.
Like, once I start talking, I'm like, oh, I can't shut up.
So then, Nick, we
Every
want
Tuesday, 'cause
fishermen
you gotta
or
bring- you're the
people.
rookie. You gotta bring pizza next week.
We
Okay,
want
I
people
will.
to comment below with questions. What questions do you
Questions
want next
for
time
Lily.
for Lily? Questions
Yeah.
for Lily. And
Yeah.
then we can prepare it
I
and
would
then we can come
love
back.
nothing more than that.
Awesome.
No,
so
this was so
comment
fun.
below.
Okay.
I really
Oh,
appreciate
good. Hey, guys. Big thank you to Lily. She's awesome. Thank you, Lily. You're the best.
I'm gonna stop.
This is Nick away.
I was so nervous.
Mark away.
Sam away.
Done.
It's done.
Lily away.
Lily away.
Hey.
Okay, guys, just going to give you a roundup about what's been going on this month. No big weed events. Had a really bad tar event earlier in the month. That's disappearing now. We've got a big high pressure over us that has affected us. We can go out there most evenings and fish. It's been beautiful, beautiful evenings, but it's weird because the mullet will be running one day and then the next day you've got this dirty water line and they're 100 yards off and the fish are gone. So it's been a bit slow and spotty, but things like pompano turning up. Normally this time of year you wouldn't dream of catching pomp, but they have been catching some. And that's more likely to do with a temperature drop on the inshore, the water closer to the beach in the first couple of 100 yards. That's my theory, Lily. Anyhow, Marcus caught, tell them what you caught.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I guess you guys probably all saw I caught a mahi-mahi off the Port 8 jetty on Rapala X-Trap, silver and red one, fishing for kingfish, and you know, he
Spanish
got
mackerel.
Yeah, I got lucky that he bit it, and you know, I've seen the video a couple times. I'm proud of the way I handled the fish. I didn't give him any slack. I had the drag set right. I did good, and until I dropped him.
Yeah. I'm thinking the closest we got to that fish is this picture.
Yeah,
there it
We'll
is.
never know what it tastes
yeah.
like.
So, yeah, that sucked. I mean,
We can assume it got out and got away. Though,
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Making babies.
I
Yeah.
prayed for him, and I do think he got out. Obviously, I crawled way up
Prayed
under
for
that
him.
rock with a gap.
That's
and
gonna
stuck
help.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it will. It will. Anyways, I've had
got blunt
seven.
hooks.
I've had 7 knee surgeries, guys.
Oh, you've done good.
It's
That
okay.
was an awesome cut. I've never heard of one being caught off 4-day jetties.
Definitely a
That's a
once a
real
lifetime.
once in a lifetime, and it was Marcus who is.
If my knee didn't buckle,
One in a
I
hundred.
would have gripped locked
Watch
them.
the video.
Now, tell me about your pomp. You were picking up some pomp.
Yeah, I picked the pompano today, and I picked 3 last week or something like that.
And you're catching them all on long distance.
Long distance, long rods, breakaway rods,
rig.
pump rigs, clip down.
Makes a hell of a difference,
Yep.
guys. You want to reach over that bar.
Definitely. Where the
You need
clean
them
water
clip down
is,
rigs.
that's where we're.
Nick, I've
getting
caught
down.
everything that's gone on social media on Omega lately.
There
Yeah,
you go.
It's been
Ridiculous.
going at it, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I mean,
I caught the Spanish on the 2P, 1P.
Good.
Pretty cool.
That's a great jetty rod.
Yeah, I put on the jet ski.
Oh,
All
awesome.
out there. I didn't troll with it, but good.
we've seen everything but redfish and a lot of trout,
Redfish
which they
been
did
slow.
show. They did show up for a
They've
day or
been
two,
catching them
but
around Bob Hall Pier.
this week. But like before that, there was like a week and a half of struggle trying to find a red. It seemed like, at least in a surf. Sharks have been around,
Lots
jacks
of
have
baby
been
sharks.
around,
A lot of small sharks.
baseballs,
Yep.
birds, all of it. It's
That's
been-
what we call this
Oh,
one.
and big schools of baby hardheads. If you
Oh
see a
my
black shadow
gosh.
on the water, do not throw your net over it. Because they're little baby hardheads by the bazillion.
Rough.
The other thing was big groups of what they call kissing mullet. A kissing mullet is when he drifts along and he's got his head just poking out of the water, sucking air. I don't know why they do it, but they do.
They're rare in a rocking horse shit.
Don't kiss it.
Freaking way.
All right, guys.
Love
Thanks
you
for
guys.
watching. Again, big thank you to Lily. You were
Thank you,
awesome.
Lily.
Yeah, Lily.
We should be able to pull that together
Why are we clapping again?
so he can edit. You got it? Twat. Ready? No, shut up. You're clapping out fucking time. Right, ready? No! Don't clap! Right.